Greetings, are you able to hear me? You have the lime green on, your signature color. Woohoo! Can you hear me? Yes, okay, you said yep. Very good. We actually lost Wi-Fi like 10 minutes ago, so I'm not going to be able to use my computer, and I'm just using my phone signal right now for this, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, it's good. What, you're saying we have Wi-Fi?
No.
Oh, but it's working. All right, let's get to this live feed so that I can see the messages from here. Oh, I have to turn my Wi-Fi off. Okay. Liver? Okay. Can you give me that napkin thing I use to hold my phone up? Liver? Okay. Sorry, I hear myself now. It's really loud. I realize I have to turn my phone down or else you guys have to hear everything twice. I'm going to get good at this, okay? Tara's going to listen to us on our drive home, but don't get honked at any lights. So while we're kind of waiting for people to get here, I am upstairs in my living room because the jungle room is, you know, like kind of in healing. Can you lower this some more or help me? All of the snakes I mess with, and I have a Band-Aid on from the tripod. I can handle snakes, but I can't handle a tripod. That'll be good, love. That'll be good. Thank you. So I know that it's, a lot of people want to know like what possibly could have been the situation with ISIS. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And there are a lot of things. I'm just going to kind of chat a bit, give just a couple more minutes to come in for some more people to come in here. Because there is what you can call an elephant in the room in the emerald world. And I was hoping a couple of those people might show up. So we'll see. Yes, tripod bites hurt. I thought it was going to be a blood blister. So I'm up here in my living room because the jungle room is in healing and it's just dark and nighttime in there right now. And I don't want to, you know, of course, turn the lights on and trying to get Isis back in a, you know, pattern of feeling normal. We offered her food the first night, and then we were told by multiple people, including, I know it's ridiculous of me, but I can never remember if it's Tara or Lady Z or Saran. So one of you guys said also that you want to avoid the habit of refusing food. So, and then also our mentor said to wait till the third night to offer another meal. So it's really hard for me because she's just sitting in there and she looks so frail and thin, you know, and I just can't wait for the moment that she's going to eat. I absolutely cannot wait. So I'm going to start talking because people can watch the video later. Thank you guys for being here. I said there was an elephant in the room. So the first thing that I want to say during this video of the reasons and the things that could have caused Isis's totally out of the normal pregnancy in all kinds of ways is that most keepers, a lot of them won't say so, but I know they do. A lot of them say so nicely, and a lot of them say so not nicely. And the overall census is that stress due to my interaction with Isis caused this to happen. So I just know that emerald tree boas often have a very difficult time breeding in captivity, as well as a first-time litter having all kinds of different troubles. And most of those animals, if not all of them, are not interacted with on a regular basis at all. I also, there are some other factors I'm going to talk about as far as abnormal things that went on during the pregnancy and the birth and the babies afterward. As far as me handling Isis, first of all, from February until I started the massage therapy on her, which is on that list that I put with the video and the flyer and everything, we didn't have hands-on contact with Isis until the very, very end, after I felt that intervention was necessary. Isis has never been one of our ambassadors. Before she was pregnant, Allison and Larry and I and a couple of people handled Isis. Isis shows when she doesn't want something, and her stress level, she never showed signs of stress. And if she ever did, we left her alone, which happened one time when I wanted to hold her, but didn't know she was going blue. And she huffed and puffed like, so, and then she like tightened up, when usually as soon as you start rubbing them, they uncoil and start slithering around at night after they're already awake. So she didn't do it. And that time we just left her alone. And then the very next day, you could tell that she was going blue, which means that she's about to shed, which is a time no snakes want to be handled. So I just, in my heart, I don't believe that Isis was stressed out. Some physical proof that Isis, besides the fact that she wasn't handled, but the babies were fully developed. 6 of those babies were fully developed. So at what point did the stress, I don't know what it caused, if that was the case. She's a very engaged animal, always curious and wanting. You guys have seen her over and over again. She comes straight out to me, to my hand, to my face. She comes right out of her enclosure. She loves going in the rain chamber. She loves coming out and going on the vines. So she's not an animal who hides her head ever. She's always likes to know what people are doing and who's in there and stuff. So I don't know, but I will absolutely have to put it on the list because it's not a normal thing that people do with their captive emeralds. The way we interact with our emeralds is, when I first started with the emeralds, you know, it was forbidden. For me, everything that the people said to me, and you guys have heard me talk about, I posted a picture holding Isis and I got so many ugly remarks that I was touching the animal that I deleted the picture. That was 4 years ago. I feel differently now, obviously. So there's the big one that most people are thinking about. And I know that because I could just do a survey And if people were honest, then, and I wouldn't even need to do a survey. I have enough feedback. So another situation that was thought of was that the air might be toxic. So we ordered a toxic air, measurer, and we put it into ISIS's enclosure and checked the other enclosures, and we have 0 toxicity levels in the air. Everything was as green as it could be. So that scenario is ruled out if that device, which is a good device, it gives us what we're looking for as far as air toxicity. Would there be other toxicity besides air? It seems like any toxicity that would be in there would get into the air and be able to be measured. So if you have any other ideas on measuring toxicity in different ways, I would be interested. I actually wanted to check comments. Yes, I want to be jumping on feeding her. Sorry, I was behind. Another thing is some other ideas. I had a personal idea. I don't know if it's anything. I haven't even asked anybody about it. But it's typical to breed these snakes at 3 years old, and I'm pretty sure that I heard 2 years old if they were the right size and things, or read it. I don't know if it was specifically towards emerald tree boas, but Cassius Clay, the father of the baby, was just under 3 years old. He was just about to be 3 years old. So I don't know, maybe him being young could have had something to do with it. Isis did get a lot of exercise. She always moves around. She has a large space. The first big theory about Isis's pregnancy taking so long was that her temperature levels were not what the recommended temperature levels were. So I put all of her temperature data together in a chart. I posted it on Facebook. I can later put that data in the comments of this, a link, to that Facebook post in the comments to this video. And the data all showed that Isis was never under the recommended temperature, so she was never too cool. And her ambient temperatures did not reach the recommended temperatures. At her full enclosure, she has a 60-foot enclosure. It's a 5-foot wide, 6-foot tall, and 2-foot deep enclosure. So it's a huge space, and her ambient temperature in there always stayed between 0 and 7 degrees cooler than the recommended temperature. But she had access to recommended and warmer temperatures throughout the entire pregnancy. And she did mostly choose the cooler temperatures. So we had a hard time getting her in the warmer temperatures. Those are pretty much the theories that I can remember people saying right now. Now, let me tell you the things that were different about Isis's pregnancy that stumped even the experts. Isis's babies, 6 of her babies were fully developed, healthy, fresh-looking little babies. Well, 7 of them, because 1 is still alive. We still have our Poseidon Aphrodite, which I actually meant to talk about Poseidon Aphrodite right at the beginning of this, but you guys will get a full briefing on him or her at the end. He's doing really good still. So we had 6 fresh babies that are not alive, and we have 1 viable baby. And the 6, out of the 6, 1 was born alive and then died shortly after. So, and then also there were 2 babies one was only a half of a baby, and it had a fully, like, a developed face. There were two of them. They were like all twined up together in a big sack of mush. And Larry, we didn't even know the other one was in there. And Larry, you know, dissected it and found that other baby in there. And it was like the back end of it wasn't developed, but the front end was. So maybe they were like conjoined to get that far. But they were both hard, you know, and dark. They weren't born fresh like those other stillborns and live ones were. They were really hard and dark, like they had already, you know, got rigor mortis. I was avoiding saying that word because I typed it today and realized I don't know that I've said it ever. So rigor mortis, those two little ones that were like twins. So we had those, and then the 6 that didn't make it and the one that made it. So altogether, I've been saying that we had 8.5. Let me, yes, the twins' death. Thank you very much, Lady Z. Yes, we talked about that. Of course, we think about it. Let me give you the order that they came out. The first one came out live. That was the one that lived for, we're guessing, anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. You guys know how it was, time warp. Time went by so fast. So that one, and plus, you know, Larry took it in the other room. So 15 to 30 minutes, the very first one. The second, third, and fourth ones were all born stillborn. They came out with 0 movement at all. The fifth one is Poseidon Aphrodite. The 6th and 7th ones were the twins. And then the 8th, or no, yeah, 6th and 7th. Let me just do that again. I'm sorry. Okay, the first one was alive. 1, 2, 3, 4, live. 6 and 7, and then 2 more. So yes, 2 more fresh-looking stillborns. So there were fresh ones after and fresh ones before. So I really don't know. Could that have caused something? Now, here's the real kicker to the stuff that was weird about it all. That got people baffled. And that was the fact that the snakes were fully developed. The babies were fully developed for babies to be born. But the sacs of the babies were outside the babies when they were supposed to be inside. And that was a sign of being born premature. So they were in there for 193 days, yet they had characteristics of a premature birth as well as characteristics of a full-term birth. Those of you who don't know, the 193 days, the longest emerald tree boa pregnancy on record with viable birth is 183 days. So she went 10 days over that. So that's a, you know, pretty good percentage difference from the documented record to our situation. It has been heard of that an emerald was pregnant longer than 183 days, but it's never been documented. So only word of mouth saying it. So that was the real crazy thing that baffled people. What could have caused all that? Well, we named a few things. Did anybody here have any new ideas? Yeah, so it's just really hard to say. I am super grateful that things went as well as they did. Like I said before, if we had ended up with this situation a month before, I would have, I mean, it's hard to say how I would have taken it. I'm sure I would have focused on something positive. But at this point, at the point where it happened, you know, we were leaving that afternoon to take Isis to Iowa for surgery. We were driving her to Iowa for surgery. Larry was leaving me there, and I was going to stay with Isis and come home, you know, when I could. So I rushed and cleaned and got everything prepped for me to be gone for who knows how long, like a whole jungle trip of cleaning and preparing. And then the very next morning, when we're going to leave that afternoon, the next morning, she birthed the babies. So by that point, I was thankful that she was relieved of that burden. And then, of course, over the moon about Poseidon Aphrodite. So that's very exciting. Okay, if you guys don't have any more questions, I'll give an update on Poseidon Aphrodite. I am not going to show pictures of him today. He looks really good. He's been perched all day. His color looks good. He moved around last night, and I liked the way he was perched today. He was using different muscles. He's using all the vines. We've seen him like totally cinnamon rolled up. Larry did one time, but usually he's got like his tail part wrapped around one vine and another piece and his head sitting over. And lots of my snakes lay that way. So I don't feel alarmed by it. I'm just really glad to see when he's using his muscles that he's doing well. He's strong enough and he's not just laying there. A couple times during the night, I woke up and, of course, I have his monitor sitting right there. Don't be jealous. I'm going to talk about that too. I have his monitor sitting right there and I get to watch him. And, every time I look at him at night and he's not moving, then of course I just keep staring and I'll get the camera and scroll back and see if I can see movement. And then I feel better and I can go to sleep. So the little thing that we have him in right now is not clear and it's plastic. And I don't want him in that plastic. I want him in glass. And also I want it to be clear so that when I put the camera up, we can all see him. And that is supposed to be delivered here tomorrow. So that'll come in tomorrow. And then another part of the update is Larry has to take him out each day, not take him out, but has to work with him and put an antibiotic ointment on his little belly. So next time Larry does that, you guys will be there because when that thing comes, if it comes tomorrow, if it doesn't come tomorrow, I'll still put you guys on the live feed for him so that you can at least get a blurry vision through the night. And all I'll do is just hook up the iPad that's down there for the lighting and to connect the smart house to all of the equipment down there. I just can open YouTube on there and live and screen share the monitor. So it's no hassle to me whatsoever. So next time Larry puts the ointment on, you guys will get to watch the whole thing. And, we'll keep it completely, so that we don't bother him. I'll be real quiet and move the camera. Larry will do his thing and we'll get in and out of there. So you guys can have that to look forward to. And like I said, I'll just put him on the live stream and you guys can check on him anytime you want to. I've been learning a lot about YouTube lately. I'm done talking about the update. So anybody who wants to sign off the video, if you're watching it later or now, I'm just going to talk about some other things about my experience with YouTube and these live videos, why I'm doing them, how it started, and why I'm really enjoying them a lot. So thank you guys for coming to hear the update. All right, so for those of you guys that are still here, you are the foundation of this whole thing. Thank you so much for the love and support. I know I just keep saying it. I don't know what else to say. You guys have been so fabulous. I would I have a lot of things that we're working to improve now that we started doing these live videos. I have so much that I want to share, all, you know, like so much footage. It's crazy. It just goes to waste on my phone. I put it on a hard drive. I put it on the computer. I have it all organized. Like, this is my favorites. These are this animal, the animal, and folders of all of the different things. So when I think about making a video, like the videos that I have on my Facebook or on my YouTube, when you guys first met me, those videos take me days and days. Not to mention the software. It's like every time you learn something and you go back and try to do that thing again, it doesn't work and you have to Google everything. It's just a nonstop working trying to put those videos together. So it has really hindered me from sharing my content. And I really have a heart to get my content out there so that people will, you know, just, first of all, you guys are enjoying it. And I just want to show how reptiles are pets. When somebody tells me I never thought about ever liking a snake and their whole perspective about snakes has been changed. Like right now, I just got goosebumps saying it. And my sweet little Jaja, she's up there. She's so cute. I'll show you guys. She is just driving people mad wanting an iguana. And of course, I have to explain that they're only seeing the fun parts. They're a lot of work. You have to invest a lot of time to get them to this level of tame and interactive and total lapdog. So I'm really enjoying it. And I do have 2 other snakes here, a king snake and a milk snake. And I have 2 sulcata tortoises. So they're all fabulous ambassadors. Every last one of them is an ambassador. And you guys can see them on my ambassador videos. So moving forward, Larry and I are working on technology and lighting. He got these microphones. They sound really good, a little loud, and I talk loud anyway. So we'll just have to turn the volume down when you're listening to me. And also when I do the ambassador sessions, it's all going to be live. I'm literally not probably going to make any more videos. I'm just really enjoying the live feeds. On the videos, you know, I'll go back, my hair was in my mouth, or I pronounced something wrong, or, you know, I could have stood better or said this better. So it's just really refreshing to be right here live and just talking. And thank you guys for teaching me that this is an amazing thing. So tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., we're going to do a really exciting live. I was really excited when this situation came about. I had a young girl, her name is Soraya, 12 years old, came over with a neighbor of hers who I met on Facebook to visit our jungle room. And Soraya was fabulous with the animals. She was full of facts. She knew the things they ate and just all kinds of amazing things. So I was super excited to get to spend more time with Soraya with my animals. Well, it happened that our regular pet sitter is going to be out of town during the next time that we're going to need her. So Soraya's mother reached out to me because she also wanted Soraya to have a bigger part with the reptiles at the same, like 3 days that I found out our pet sitter wasn't going to be available. And I had been thinking about Soraya, but you know, time just goes by. So Soraya's mom reached out and we got it all planned out, and she was going to come over here and we were going to get started. But then all of these things happened with ISIS. So we put it on hold and now it's happening tomorrow. Well, if I would have done it before, we wouldn't have had it live. You would have just ended up with a bunch of footage sitting in a folder that I may or may not have ever put into a video. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys. We're going to show Soraya how to put Jaja in the tub to poop in the morning, how to clean up after the other animals. And I'm even going to show her how to feed the other 2 snakes, even though she won't need to. It'll be fun for her to get to experience that because they're so super easy. They're scavengers. So, you know, you can just throw it in there. And we probably will go downstairs, maybe just for a minute. So Soraya won't be working with the emeralds yet, but I'll go down. It'll be during the day. Everybody will be sleeping, and it will be a low interruption. So you guys, thank you so much for being here. I had a great time, and super looking forward to more lives. And we'll see you guys again. Does anybody have questions or comments? I hope you were still here all this time. All right, I'm going to sign off, you guys. Thank you for coming. Good night. Tara's still driving. Good night, you guys.